Hello everyone, welcome to this video about the neurology of addiction. In this video, we take a closer look at how our brains work and how they are connected to addiction. To begin with, I will briefly tell you what an addiction entails. Before we start, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Now let's move on to the video. An addiction is a chronic and compulsive disorder that causes a person to become physically and/or psychologically dependent on a particular substance or behavior, despite the negative consequences that result from continued use. Addiction can involve substances such as drugs or alcohol, or behaviors such as gambling, gaming, or shopping. Addiction is characterized by a strong and persistent desire or urge to engage in the addictive behavior, even when it interferes with a person's ability to function normally in daily life. People with addiction may experience withdrawal symptoms, such as anxiety, depression, and physical illness, when they attempt to quit or reduce their use of the addictive substance or behavior. Addiction is a complex condition that can have a range of causes, including genetics, environmental factors, and mental health issues. It is considered a treatable condition, and there are many different approaches to addiction treatment, including therapy, medication, and support groups. However, recovery from addiction is often a long-term process that requires ongoing support and maintenance. To understand how addiction works, we first need to look at the parts of the brain involved. The brain consists of different parts, each responsible for different functions. Two major parts of the brain involved in addiction are the limbic system and the prefrontal cortex. The limbic system is the part of the brain involved in regulating emotions, the reward system, and memory. This system is closely linked to the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for making decisions, assessing risk, and planning behavior. When we experience something pleasurable, such as eating good food, having sex, or winning a game, our brain produces dopamine. This is a neurotransmitter responsible for the feeling of reward and pleasure. Addiction also releases dopamine, but on a much larger scale than normal rewarding activities. When someone takes drugs, it stimulates the release of dopamine and other neurotransmitters in the limbic system. This creates a feeling of euphoria and intense satisfaction. Over time, however, the brain adjusts to the increased levels of dopamine and becomes accustomed to the drug. This means that the person needs more and more of the drug to experience the same feeling of pleasure. Research has shown that long-term drug use can alter the structure and function of the brain. This can lead to changes in the person's behavior, emotions, and thinking abilities. MRI scans show that the limbic system can be enlarged in addicts, for example, leading to an increased susceptibility to drug kicks and cravings. Addiction is a complex disease that requires long-term treatment. It is important to treat both the physical and psychological aspects of the addiction. Therapies such as cognitive behavioral therapy and medication such as methadone can help manage the addiction and restore the brain. Understanding the neurology of addiction can help us. In this way, we have more understanding and knowledge of where an addiction comes from. I hope you got something out of this video. I want to thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time.